Okay, I'm back. Welcome to my channel. Alright, so I know I said we're gonna come back and give y'all talk about my husband. I'm going to. But at this moment this is my class day, leadership class. And I got some homework that I need to do. And I want to do this studying with y'all. So the homework is that we have to read Titus 1. And we have to do a summary on it. We have to do a summary on it. I'm trying to because looking up it's kind of bright. That's okay, right? Y'all can still see me. All right. So I'm gonna take my little that is my calcium pill and my vitamin D. All right, so I don't know whether y'all heard the little thing shut off. That was my air conditioner. So y'all be hearing me talking to my air conditioner too. So we're doing Titus. So I want to get right to it. Excuse me. So I am doing my homework on my iPad 10. Now, we had to do a summary of Titus 1 and send it in. So I'm trying to get that done. Oh, my class is like in about 30 minutes. So let me see if I can get it done. So Titus, I'm reading it now. And what I wrote so far was okay, I wrote, this chapter is speaking on the personality and the character of leaders, bishop and elders in particular. Paul speaking of himself first. So Paul spoke of himself, and what he said about himself, let me see what he said. He said he's a servant of God. He's apostle of Jesus Christ, according to the faith of God's elect. He also said that he let me see. Okay, so I guess that's about it. Okay, so yeah, speaking of himself first. Okay, Paul speaking of himself first as a servant, and called under the leadership let me see. One-on-one, how are you going to occur? I'm supposed to give insight in this reason of living. Okay, speaks of himself first as a servant. Let me go on to the notes. Let me see. First as a servant. Okay, speak of himself first. His reason for living. Him as a servant. Him called, right? No, I'm gonna put him as a servant. And what Okay, Paul wanted men and women to be mature in Jesus Christ. This was his ultimate objective by which he elevated all he did. Evaluate. How would your church evaluate its ultimate objectives? Okay, so that's it. Okay. Bishop and elders in particular. Paul speaking of himself first. His reason for living and him as a servant. And he said, and him as a servant of, let's say, of God. Right. Okay. Okay, he speaks on. Okay, that's not Paul. This is Titus. Okay, this chapter speaks on the personality and character. Paul speaking of himself. Yeah, this is Paul, right? Yeah, Paul. I think Titus was an elder, right? Believing in him leads to living a God-honored lifestyle. Eternal life that God has promised will be ours because God has called our Savior. These are the work of salvation. Titus agreed with one of Paul's most trusted and dependable call. It's in Titus 2 Corinthians. Oh, okay. Here, Titus. Here, I'm going to say here, Paul is showing us how he is teaching Titus. Okay, he is teaching Titus how to be a leader. I'll put that capital. A leader. It's a noun. How to be a leader. Let me see what else he said. He was one of one of Paul's most trusted and dependable co-workers. Dependable. I don't want to use the word co-worker, right? But I'm going to use it. Trusted, dependable. I'm just going to put worker. He worked close under Paul. And this chapter is letting us see that not to be a liar, that being called, well, he said, there was something she said about elders. Elders is what? Let me do that there. Okay, let's put the name here. The name will be Titus. Summary. Summary. Homework. I'm gonna put here leadership homework. Leadership homework. Three, 24, 22. Okay, so now we go to home. Let me find out about leadership classroom. There's something here about bishops, elders. Let me see what this says. Okay, so I'm going back. I'm trying to see. I don't know whether y'all can see this, but it's kind of like broken up. The name of this app is, I'm gonna tell y'all the name of this app. Whiteboard. And I found it in Apple Store for my iPad. And, you know, not so much to do talk about the app, but just to give y'all some insight. I actually does my class for my leadership class in here, and the good thing about it, you can have different text boxes, and then all you have to do, let me see if we got Bishop. Let me see, where's Elders? I think I got Elders by itself. Let me see. Let's go back to home. That's 310. Okay, so it gotta be in there. Let me see what's down here. Okay, so it gotta be in the 310. So let me see. So you can actually just click on it, right? And you see, okay, you click on it, and I think you can see the little pencil mark. And when you click on the pencil mark, it takes you to write. You can write in it, right? So that's what I wrote so far. So this is the bishops. So bishops are sent out pastors and sets up churches. Bishop must have credentials as well as a track record of their leadership over others. They cannot be over nothing. Okay, so that's bishops. So let me see if we got, let me see, who's this? Teachers, that's teachers. So according to this, we got apostles, we got, what is a prophet? I know we did elders. I know I did elders. Where did my elders go? I'm not seeing elders. Let me see. Okay, here we go. So elders, let me see what he said about elders. Okay, the homework was read Titus chapter 1, and we're supposed to have an open discussion. That was supposed to be for last week Thursday, which was, let me go inside my calendar, which was the 17th. But our class had a regroup because our leaders was some of the students that was in the class was in Africa. So their bishop, the bishop of this school that I'm in, was in Africa. So they was doing a Facebook Live. So that was our assignment. We had to go on that live because that was a part of our class. So we were supposed to do what we're doing now, what I'm doing now. We were supposed to do it last week. But since we had to go to that live stream, we're doing it this week. So it's on elders and bishops. So elders is an individual that can manage their person affairs. If you are not a good steward of your home, let me see. I'm reading what elders. Oh wow. Elders are an office of administration. Okay. Presbytery is another term. Okay, the different ways elders is used in the King James Version is 1 Samuel 15:27 and 30. The Hebrew word from the word elder is zagin. And zagin means old age or ancient man or old woman. Genesis 24:2, where the term elder is used as old age. So elder can be in the form of a person of age. That's one way. And Job 15:10 is also using the term as an old age. And Proverbs 21:3, where the term is again used in getting counsel from the old age. Now, Paul, like Titus, are seen as a spiritual son to Apostle Paul. Paul is training Timothy on what to do in his absence and how to do it. Paul is giving pastoral letters to Timothy. So he's preparing him probably to be a bishop, to be a pastor. Okay, so let's go on. Elders is an individual that can manage their personal, I guess that's their person affairs. Okay. If you are not a good steward of your home or your personal affairs, you do not qualify being an elder. You have experience and you have experienced life. Don't want to put a responsibility on you that you can't handle. This is all about elders. If you can't manage your own household, how can you manage God's house? So in other words, let's go back to that particular scripture we're talking about. The Titus summary. So let me see. He was one of Paul's most trusted. He worked close under Paul, and this chapter is letting us see that being called an elder, being called to an elder or bishop requires Q-U-I-R-E-S. Oh, I forgot. Let me erase that. Requires requires a specific no, so I guess that would be a Pacific requires a Pacific life and lifestyle. Okay. Okay. Let me go back to the script. What am I adding to the calendar? Okay, so let me go down. Well, this goes left the end creek down. For a bishop must be blameless, but a love of hospitality, a love of good men, holding fast the faithful word he has been taught. Okay. Being able to teach what they, no, I can't say that. In this chapter, let us see that Paul was preparing Titus. For leadership. For leadership. Letting him know that an elder or bishop requires a specific life and lifestyles. Elder requires a specific life and lifestyles. Being able to teach. He had to be able to teach what, I gotta keep it in the scriptures context, what he was being taught by Paul within his letters. Then he said somebody sent him to Crete. He was sent to Crete. I see, not Crete. To Corinth. He was sent to Corinth. He was sent to Corinth. Corinth on several special missions to help the church at different times. At different times to help the church. To help the church in its troubles. Within their troubles. Okay, what else is there? There are many only many. Talk of them to see, especially they of the circumcision. Okay. Also, Titus is also okay. So, Titus is also, let me go back. Okay, Titus is also being told. Is also being told by Paul here that, there were many, let me see, emphasis was at the 10th verse. Let me see if they got something on the 10th. 5 to not really describe 1 and 8. 8, 1 and 10. Those who insist on circumcision for salvation, when they do this, so that the Gentiles had to wear all the Jews before they. That's the Southern Church to help them understand that Gentile believers did not have to become Jews first in order to be Christian. But I mean, in the second sign, whose mouth was we stop to. Okay, Paul, that there were many vain talkers, vain and unruly talkers, and deceivers among, I'm going to say among the congregation. Among them. Let's put it that way. Whose mouth must be stopped with the very whole house to teach the things which women shall be a prophet of their own set of I always lies evil. Is this one? Hey Google. Among them. False teachers. False teachers. Also telling him to rebuke them sharply. Rebuke them sharply, so they will be sound in the faith. No. Stand teaching him to stand strong in what he knows, believes, and have been taught, because once becoming impure, you become defiled and unbelieving. Defiled and unbelieving. Mind and conscience. Losing, oh wait, coming once at that place, these same false teachers they become a professor, but not obsessed. What's the word? Professor, but not, what's the word, Lord? Professor, but not a possessor. Possessor. Okay. So we'll put this on here. Hey Siri. What does possessor mean?
Possessor means a person who owns something or has a particular quality.
Okay. All right, let's save that. Let me see if I can share it. Okay, wait a minute. Let me clean this up. Let's put it like that. Export image. I think I can send it to email. It says something about email. Let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna have to end this, which I wasn't doing too much, but I gotta go on my class right now. Be blessed.